Call to order our city council meeting scheduled for June 12th. Roll call. Ms. Adams?
Mayor Clea McCaw.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Carolyn Humphrey.
Present.
Councilmember Faye Jackson.
Present.
Councilmember Angelica Landry.
Present.
Councilmember Mark Rodriguez.
Present.
Mr. Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll have our invocation by Pastor Randy Youngblood of the Thunder Mountain Community Church. After he has concluded, we'll have our pledge of allegiance by Councilwoman Jackson. Please stand.
Well, none of us really could agree on what time it is, so now it's universal.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Lord, Jesus, you're the one who came not to be served, but to serve and to give your life as a ransom for many. You've taught us to value those who serve, and I pray a blessing on those who serve our community. Thank you for the men and women of the council and of the city, and those who are neighbors, have been neighbors, co-workers, co-laborers, friends, and so many capacities, Lord. I've been blessed, and I pray a blessing upon them. I pray upon them as they are the gatekeepers to progress. I pray that you would give them wisdom so that those who serve and build the community will be supported and they will flourish. And I also pray that you would guide them in filling the vacancies on the council as well. Thank you for the business they have to conduct tonight. And I pray your blessing upon them in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Please remain standing and join us in the recital of the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you, Pastor Youngblood. And how many push-ups are you up to this year?
My health has curtailed that habit.
Excellent, sir. We'll have our acceptance of agenda. Councilwoman Landry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that the agenda for the regular city council meeting of June 12th, 2025 be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. Call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, it is passed. And we'll have our city manager report, sir.
Thank you, Mayor McCaw, members of the council. Your budget work sessions, the formal ones, start on Monday, the 16th of June, 3 p.m. here in the council chambers. So that'll run as need be. And then you're also scheduled on the 17th if we need to go into a second meeting. So that's on an as-needed basis. Reminder, next Thursday, the 19th of June, city offices will be closed in observance of the Juneteenth holiday. Thursday refuse service will move up to Wednesday as a result of that. And then your next regular work session is scheduled for Tuesday the 24th, 3 p.m. here in the council chambers. And of course, then your next regular council meeting is June 26th, Thursday, 5 p.m. here in the council chambers. And the main item of business there will be the acceptance of the tentative budget at that point in time. A few projects tonight. We received bids today on the State Route 92 from Avenida Cochise to Foothills shared use path, budgeted at $682,000. K&G was the only bidder, and that bid came in at $579,000. So that's good news, and hopefully we'll see that path on that side of the road, the west side of the road, here very soon. The Len Roberts Park pathway repairs and replacement also was awarded to K&G, and that work is scheduled to be completed by the end of the fiscal year, June 30th. Same goes with the annual street maintenance project that's going on out and about the community. Right now, of course, we have road closures dealing with Martin Luther King Jr. Parkway. Hopefully that will be short-lived, and we expect completion of that project also by the end of June. And then this morning I attended the CCOM Joint Powers Authority meeting on behalf of the city. There we voted on approving IGA changes for moving the administrative functions back over to the county, which is where they originally started in the first place, then came to us. Now they're going back to the county, so that'll be on your June 26th agenda as well. And that's all I have tonight. Thank you, Mayor McCollum.
Thank you, sir. Any questions, comments for our city manager?
The North Garden is December, correct?
Yeah, that's still December.
December for that one. Thank you.
All right. We'll go to item number 2. Mayor Pro Tem Humphrey.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that the consent agenda consisting of the minutes of the work session of May 20th, 2025, the regular city council meeting of May 22nd, 2025, and the resolution of 2025-042, acceptance of the resignation of Sharon Driver from the Commission on Disability Issues with regret be approved.
Been properly moved in second. Any comments, questions, discussion items? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, it is passed. We'll go to our new business. Councilman Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that ordinance 2025-003, the adoption of Development Code text amendments to Article 151.02, definitions, Section 151.06.007, temporary uses, Article 151.10, signs, Article 151.15, landscaping, and Article 151.22, matrix of use permissions and zoning district regulations be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. Staff report, Mr. Bregler. Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor, members of council. So as you recall, the City Council did approve a 30-day public comment period for the proposed text amendments on May 8th, 2025. The city received 3 comments on the Sierra Vista Engage website, which have been provided to you in your packets. Now, staff would like to provide a brief summary of these code amendments once again. As a reminder, the proposed code amendments will improve efficiencies, clarify requirements, provide flexibility, and reduce unnecessary or obsolete regulations in the development code. So the First Amendment defines construction staging areas and temporary field offices, allowing entities such as utility companies to temporarily store equipment and materials or install temporary construction trailers or other temporary structures on vacant sites during the duration of a construction project. And there are some development standards associated with these amendments, such as these projects will require screening, reduction of public nuisances is required, such as dust, and there are some timeline requirements for these. The second set of amendments does relate to the sign code. The First Amendment is proposing to increase the sign height of up to 25% for the inclusion of architectural features. The next change allows reductions or waivers to the 5-foot sign setback for existing signs and existing developed sites, where site constraints make the setback impractical. The next sign amendments expand the list of exempt signs as shown on the screen in front of you. Let's see here. And then other sign amendments revise sign standards for portable signs, which emphasize and require aesthetics and durability, and standards are being implemented for feather banners as well. Finally, in the sign section, the definition of directional sign was revised for clarity, and the definition of permanent sign was added. The next proposed amendments discuss setbacks for semi-detached structures in single-family residential zoning districts. Now, the current language requires a 5-foot setback on both sides of a residence for, again, semi-detached structures. So to alleviate this issue for semi-detached homes, an amendment is proposed stating that a 5-foot setback is only allowed on the end unit, while the other side will be a 0 lot line, as is shown on the diagram on the screen. The next set of amendments relates to landscaping. This section is only applicable to commercial, industrial, and apartment developments. So the first revision in this section requires that 25% of the landscape area, which is 15% of the entire site, be shaded by trees within 10 years of planting. Second Amendment requires a minimum of 3 different species of trees and 5 different species of shrubs or cacti to be used in the landscaping. Another amendment requires permeable hardscapes such as decomposed granite within all non-vegetated areas. Additionally, landscape rock is to be earth tone in color, a minimum diameter of half inch, and a minimum depth of 2.5 inches. Also proposed is a minimum of 1 tree and 2 shrubs per landscape island. Finally, the minimum buffer chart has been removed, and the buffer distances are now included within the individual zoning districts sections so that developers can find all the standards in one location. The next amendment focuses on residential conversions. Existing commercial buildings looking to keep the same number of units following a residential conversion often exceed density and maximum units per building. To resolve this, staff is proposing amendments requiring the owner of a commercial building to apply for a conditional use permit in which a concept plan identifying property development standards such as density can be reviewed and ultimately approved by City Council. And the final amendment addresses setbacks for attached carports and covered patios in manufactured home parks. The width of the spaces and the size of the manufactured homes prevent some carports or covered patios from meeting the minimum 5-foot building setback. As a result, staff proposes reducing the building setback for carports and covered patios from 5 feet to 3 feet, which is the equivalent setback as a detached accessory structure such as a shed. Now, the fire marshal and building officials support the amendment with the caveat that the carports and covered patios be made of fire-resistant materials to prevent the spread of fires. Secondly, staff is also proposing to remove language allowing detached garages and carports to be located in front of principal structures within manufactured home parks. So the Planning and Zoning Commission heard these items at their March 25th and April 29th meeting. There was unanimous approval of all amendments. And this does conclude staff's report, Mr. Mayor.
Excellent. Thank you. Are there any concerns, discussion, questions? Yes,
I have
ma'am.
a comment. As I mentioned in the work session on Tuesday, I just wanted to thank Mr. Steve Saway for his comments. I really appreciate when members of the public, they go in there and they take a look at the information. I know that some of the content in there is not super exciting for everybody. So I'm really glad that he went in there and he took a look at it and he sent in his comments, and I appreciate Mr. Pregler's addressing the concern that he had and the question that was raised at the work session. So thank you for the people that went through and read it and provided their comments.
Excellent. Any other? Thank you, sir. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, is passed. We'll go to item number 5, Councilwoman Landry. Item number 4, I'm sorry, Councilwoman Jackson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that Resolution 2025-043 amendment to personnel rules and regulations be approved, please.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. Staff report. Good afternoon, Ms. Downey.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and City Council. I wanted to present to you a change to the City of Sierra Vista personnel rules and regulations. I'm presenting 4 sections of the document to be changed, and I'll just do a short briefing on each section. The first is Rule 1 under General Provisions. Besides the grammatical updates where we updated commas and periods, we added a sentence that says, if a phrase in the document is deemed invalid, the phrase will be corrected or deleted when the next personnel rules and regulations update occurs. However, the remainder of the document is still valid. In addition, we added language that alternates to the employee council will also be elected annually. And we added, if a representative of the employee council has 2 or more unexcused absences, they may be removed from the employee council. And I wanted to emphasize it's unexcused absences. If you have an excused absence, you can have as many excused absences as you want and still remain on the council. The next change is rule number 6 under performance evaluation. We added an overview paragraph regarding the performance evaluation process. And then we confirmed a policy that we've been doing for many years, but it wasn't in the document, that employees may provide a written response to their performance evaluation within 5 business days of receiving the performance evaluation. The response will remain in the employee's personnel record. And lastly, under this section, we clarified what an unsatisfactory performance evaluation is. We have a scoring system that maxes out at 4.0. So an unsatisfactory score is an overall score of 2.4 or below. As I mentioned, this practice has been going on for many years, but it wasn't actually written in our document. The third change we have is Rule 15 under employment records, and this entire section of this employee records was revised to define the documents that are to be included in the personnel file, when the employee is notified of changes in their personnel file, and documents included in a public records request. And lastly, under Rule 14, Safety and Training, we added a new Section 3 to describe the procedures to prevent abuse, neglect, and exploitation of vulnerable persons in our community that our city employees have to deal with. And by definition, vulnerable persons are mentally and physically handicapped children and adults. And this section was required by our insurance carrier. And that's it for the changes today. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Are there any comments, discussion, questions? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you for coming and bringing this forward and letting us, giving us a summary of the changes. I think it's really important to make sure that we have clarification within these documents and to have a record of things that maybe are not in there but are happening. So I'm really happy to see that we're going through regularly and taking a look at things and making changes as needed. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, is passed. Item number 5, Councilwoman Landry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that resolution 2025-044, naming of Fab Avenue property as Henry Jones Legacy Park, be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. Staff report, Ms. Elizabeth, with Ms. Marta and Mr. Jones.
Mayor McCaw, members of council. As I said on Tuesday, although you know me as the city's public information officer, today I'm here in a different capacity. I'm honored to be here today as the vice president of the Sierra Vista Historical Society to nominate that you dedicate the Fab Avenue property as the Henry Jones Legacy Park. Henry Jones was a Buffalo soldier who joined the Army in 1911 and came to Fort Huachuca in 1913, the same time as our early founding families, the Carmichaels and the Frys. He served in the 10th Cavalry, breaking horses and building houses for Apache Scouts, before later serving with the 93rd Infantry and deploying to France during World War I. He then was stationed at Camp Little in Nogales for a little while before coming back to Fort Huachuca in 1933, where he continued to serve our country faithfully until Fort Huachuca closed in 1947 and he retired. Now, at that time, though Mr. Jones had already dedicated much of his life to, protecting our country, he then took it a step further and decided to protect our community as well. At the time, there was no local law enforcement, and the nearest law enforcement was in Tombstone. It was the sheriff's office in Tombstone. And Mr. Jones took it upon himself to walk the streets in what is now our historic West End, but at the time was our entire community, every night from 1947 until we had law enforcement ourselves. And I'm going to let his descendant and granddaughter, Marta Messimer, here talk a little bit more about that in a little while. But he became our West End, our community night watchman, and helped protect our safety. Not only did he look to the safety of our community, though, he and his family also saw to the spiritual needs of our residents. They hosted the first Catholic services from their home, even going so far as to demolish a wall to be able to accommodate more people. And they were instrumental in bringing St. Andrew's, the Apostle Catholic Church, to this community as well. Mr. Jones has an unimpeachable character. He was a very beloved resident here. People always, felt safer knowing Pa Jones was on patrol at night. And I think it's extremely important that we not only, you look at our streets, some of our facilities, the Conant County enclaves, that are named for our founding families. And yet here's a gentleman who came the same time as they did, served our community and our country in so many ways. And we're hoping that you will honor him by dedicating that property to him. At this time, I would like to turn the microphone over to his granddaughter, Marta Messimer.
Thank you. Mayor and Council, thank you for allowing us to be here today. My story, I always give a personal story. So my grandfather chose to serve the community. Nobody asked him to patrol, to find stores open, you call the owners and let them know that the store was open so they could come and lock it up. He did that on his own and to serve the community. He and then the businesses, as he did that, they all got together and decided to collect money to pay him so that he would have a little salary to help him and obviously his family. The other story I'd like to tell that's along with that is that on one of his patrol, as now you guys know the building as the Sky Island Partnership, which was the Chamber of Commerce. Well, that used to be Valley Bank. And one day when he was doing his patrol, all the bank was open. Like they just walked away. the safe was open, everything. So he had to call the bank manager, and he's like, "Who are you? Why are you calling me?" And he's like, "I'm in the bank, and someone needs to come now." Because they just, I don't know what happened. I guess there was a good dinner that night, but they ran home. The other story that Carolyn likes me to tell is my grandfather was here when John Wayne came here in the 1950s. I think it was 57. He came here to film several movies. And my grandfather was asked to show him around, ride with him. And when John Wayne left, because when my grandfather retired, he did not get to keep his horse or any of that, obviously because the government's. But so John Wayne gave him a horse named Gabby, a saddle, and two Colt 44 pistols. So I'd like to invite Marty Jones up. He's a resident here of Sierra Vista, also was an employee for the city of Sierra Vista, and a retired Fry Fire Department. Marty.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Council, Elizabeth, Marta. My name's Marty Jones. I've lived in Sierra Vista for 64 years. I moved to the Fry town site in 1961. Irwin Fry was my great-great-uncle. I'm here to support the renaming of the property located on Fry Boulevard and Fab Avenue in honor of Henry Jones. I knew Henry as a boy growing up here in the Fry town site. Everyone knew Henry as the night watchman who checked businesses during the night after closing. Always waving, driving around in an old beat-up green Dodge pickup truck displaying Jones Merchant Patrol. You may know that. In May of 1976, we lost our community's night watchman. I was 20 years old and had been on the Fry Fire Department for almost 2 years when myself and Fire Chief Richard Kale received a rescue call for service at the house on Canyon Drive. Unfortunately, Henry had passed away before we got there. Again, stories have been told of old-timers about Henry finding businesses open after hours, going inside to make sure that everything was okay, and then called the owners of the businesses from their own phones. Back in the day, there was no radios, there was no cell phones, there was none of that stuff. Letting them know that he found their doors unlocked and that he was inside the business. On occasions, if he was unable to get in touch with the business owners, he would call the local law enforcement agency, Sheriff's Department, Tombstone, to go by their house and let them know, or another community member who knew the people that owned the business. It is only appropriate that the area currently known as the Fry Avenue Park be renamed as the Henry Jones Legacy Park. This area, which once businesses stood, is the same area where Henry, the night watchman, used to walk nightly, keeping our town safe. Thank you.
Excellent.
Mayor McCaw, members of council, we also, if it's okay, the president of the Southwest Association of Buffalo Soldiers, Demetria Warren, who supported our application and signed it, is here as well. And if it's all right, could she come up and speak as well? Wonderful.
Madam President.
I spoke a little bit about the importance of honoring our diverse people and diverse cultures on Tuesday. But with Demetria coming tonight, I wanted to really leave that over to her.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, esteemed Sierra Vista council members, all of the public. We are here. My name is Demetria Warren, and I have the honor of serving as the president of the Southwest Association of Buffalo Soldiers Incorporated, an organization devoted to preserving the legacy and the impact of the Buffalo Soldiers in our region and beyond. I am here today to speak from my heart on behalf of our organization in full supporting naming the future park on Fab Avenue the Henry Jones Legacy Park. Henry Jones is more than a soldier. Henry Jones was a Buffalo soldier, a member of the 10th Cavalry, a man who dedicated his life to protecting our nation after retirement to safeguard the very community we stand on today. After serving the U.S. Army from 1911 to 1947, during the time of World War I, Mr. Jones made Sierra Vista his home. He didn't just settle here, he served here. We all know about the area of Fryetown, and it is such a great place that our community has night watchmen that we walk around and we support it even to this day. From 7th Street to the gate, we know these streets to be our safe zones. The people call him Pop Joe. He's the man. He was the one that we always went to. But his service went beyond the physical safety. The family went to the First Catholic Church. That is the spiritual being that keeps us as a community together. Yet today, few places in this city reflect the contributions of African Americans, pioneers like Mr. Jones. While we recognize names like Carmichael and Fry, rightfully so, it is equally important to uplift the stories and sacrifices of men like Henry Jones, who served selflessly, quietly, without recognition. Naming this park after him does more than a place name with a sign on it. It tells the future generations that history matters. It says that we are willing to face the full scope of our story and honor those with strength that builds our community. We live here today. It sends a message that we will not shun our history, nor will we allow it to be silenced. In today's climate, where collective memory is too short and incomplete, this park can be a permanent reminder of resilience, service, unity, commitment, and loyalty. It will be a place where children can play under a name tied to courage, where families gather in the shadow of a man who walked these streets with purpose and pride. The Southwest Association of Buffalo Soldiers proudly and respectfully urges this council to vote in favor of naming the park the Henry Jones Legacy Park. Let us remember, not just with words, but with action. By placing his name where it belongs, at the heart of a community he loved and protected. Thank you for your time, your leadership, and your commitment to honor a shared heritage. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President.
I should have let her do the whole thing. That was powerful. I know the history. I've been there for it, but ooh, you had me. I would just also like to say that this nomination was supported by the Southwest Association of Buffalo Soldiers, by St. Andrews the Apostle, St. Andrews the Apostle Catholic Church. It was unanimously supported, and we have some representatives from the Parks and Recs Commission here tonight also. It was also supported by the Director of Parks, Recreation, and Library, Ms. Laura Wilson, and by our City Manager, Chuck Patusek. And at this time, if you have any questions, we are happy to take them.
Excellent.
Can I?
Yes, go ahead.
Demetria Warren, you gave me goosebumps. You're such a good storyteller, no matter what you're talking about. But I really appreciate Mr. Jones as well joining us tonight to share his story. When he said he was a descendant of the Fry family, that also, like, it's just like, how cool is that all of these descendants are coming together. This is extremely, I'm honored to be on council to take during this vote, because this is, and you guys all said it better than I could, but it is building a sense of our shared community, our shared identity as Sierra Vista. This is who we are together, and it's so powerful how much how much we all share and how much it means to all of us. And it preserves our culture for like future generations, like was said. I'm so moved by all that. So thank you.
Excellent. Any other? Yes, sir.
Just comment. Like I mentioned on Tuesday, I want to thank all the work that went into this. All the history is so important for our community to know about the true history of our Buffalo Soldiers. That we're the home of the Buffalo Soldiers, the true home of the Buffalo Soldiers. If anybody else wants to, if somebody else wants to say that they're the ones, try to say that we're not. They're not. I still think we should have a sign on the interstate that says our exit is not just 302. It should be the exit to the home of the Buffalo Soldiers.
Right.
I think that's important. Should happen because there's a whole bunch of other cities that have crazy signs on the interstate for like the biggest pecan or whatever. So this would be much better. But I think it's only fitting for this park that's going to happen, in the near future to be named after someone who probably rode his Jones Merchant Patrol right through there. So I think that's a great initiative. So thank you for everybody that did the work, and I'm just proud to be part of this community, and looking forward to seeing that, and hopefully like some signs and then some statues and stuff like that.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Whatever. Go ahead.
So I totally agree. This is really awesome. For Mr. Jones to do what he did, being a trailblazer, he opened the door for other trailblazers to come in behind him and set the way for our youth. This is amazing. Buffalo Soldiers, they have a heart. And they love to serve. And that's the part I love about our community, because we enjoy serving one another. But he also made the way for us to do that. And so this has really been touching to me. This is my first time actually hearing the whole story. But it's amazing that we have that kind of community where we want to honor people who actually gave so much back to us. And that's what makes us better than our surrounding areas. Thank y'all so much.
I just want to thank everybody who came out and to speak for this as well. It's always really great to hear the various stories. I think that's really what brings us together, and to share his memory and sharing those stories and everything like that. I think it's fabulous to be able to name this in his honor. So, like everybody said, I'm really glad to be here, and I'm really glad that this came forward and this can happen. So thank you.
Yes, thank you. I echo everyone's comments. So awesome.
Right.
Just especially the connection with Mr. Marty. Wow, that's amazing. And thank you for your legacy. Thank you, Marta. All that you have done. When I still go into the museum, I always wonder where's her cheerleading outfit. When she was at Buena in the early 80s, wasn't it? Oh, yeah, early 80s. So, so thank you so much. Thank you to, Laura, I was about to call you Jamie. Okay. For just spearheading this, and Elizabeth, remarkable. Thank you for your delivery, and always, Madam President of SWABS, Demetria. So happy that I'm a life member of SWABS as well. So Buffalo. So we are definitely excited, and just an honor to sit on council as this goes forth. So I will call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Better not be mad.
I'll raise the hand.
So we go to item number 6. Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that resolution 2025-045, authorizing the issuance, offer, sale, and delivery of one or more series of the Sierra Vista Industrial Development Authority's tax-exempt taxable education facility revenue bonds, Wake Preparatory Academy, Series 2025, in aggregate principal amount of not to exceed $135 million be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved second. Staff report. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Hard to follow that. Mr. Mayor, council members, city staff, thank you for having me here. I'm here on behalf of the Sierra Vista Industrial Development Authority. We're bringing to you a charter school facility revenue bond issue. The amount, as you mentioned, not to exceed $135 million. This school is located in North Carolina. Again, the IDA statutes allow you to issue bonds within the state or without the state. So this is allowed under the IDA statutes. The Sierra Vista IDA has passed their resolution determining that there will be a benefit by issuing the bonds, and the benefit, of course, is that the fees will come back to the Sierra Vista IDA, who's working with the city on the economic development plans. It will be sold publicly by Robert W. Baird, but only to institutional buyers or accredited investors. They are planning on moving forward with a sale in July, if approved today. And I'm happy to answer any more questions. Just a reminder that, as usual, this is none of the city's money, none of the Sierra Vista IDA's money. These are special limited obligations of the Sierra Vista IDA, and there is no financial liability for either the city, the state, or the Sierra Vista IDA with these bonds. They are payable solely from the revenues of the underlying school.
Any questions, comments, discussion items?
Thanks for the clarification on the bonds. It's always, there's so many kinds of bonds out there that people assume that's the kind of bond that costs them money, but this is not that type of bond. Always appreciate the explanation.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Passed. And now we have call to the public. We have 3 calls to the public tonight. Our first citizen is Mr. Peter Poplete. Good afternoon, sir. You have 5 minutes. You'll see the green light here. Once it's red, your time has expired.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mayor, council members, cabinet. I've met a handful of you, but I just wanted to formally introduce myself as well as give a little bit of background of myself and the company I work for. My name's Peter Poplete. I just moved to Southern Arizona. I have a Bachelor of Science in Biology and Environmental Science, and I did a bunch of research in college in the Peruvian Amazon, and that kind of turned into working for a nonprofit to help provide clean water for indigenous people there. And I figured, why not do that here in America? So I found that my values really align with the company I work for, Veolia. And we serve 20 million people in the United States and treat 1.5 billion gallons of water daily. Living and working in Southern Arizona, obviously it's the driest state in America, so I felt like I could have the biggest impact here. And we're really looking to hopefully partner with you guys or have some sort of agreement in the future and add you to our list of over 300 municipalities that we partner with. So I just wanted to introduce myself, say hello formally, and yeah, if you guys have any questions, just let me know after. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Our next citizen is Miss Margie Sherwood. Good afternoon, ma'am. You have 5 minutes. Green light. Red light means your time has expired. Here, sir.
I hate to read, but I have no choice with only 5 minutes.
Yes, ma'am.
Good day, Mr. Mayor and council members. This subject is the Sierra Vista Golf Course. I did an informal survey, and I wanted to share some of the feedback. I'm Margie Sherwood, and as a longtime citizen of Sierra Vista, homeowners of a golf course property, and frequent golfer, we want our community golf course to be successful and continue to flourish as it has this past year. It's been so exciting to see family activity participating in so many of the golf activities and clinics offered by Paradigm. Both children, middle teens, high school, at college, it just doesn't matter. It has really been very nice to see a full participation. I think the management philosophy and approach used by Paradigm to turn things around here has been truly amazing and will continue to be extremely successful. As such, I want to share this informal survey. During my discussions with many golfers and proximity homeowners, I heard a few complaints, but only a few and only from a select few. Their primary concerns are all related to increase in noise, probably due to more participation and the nighttime lighting. In my opinion, which is shared by many, neither are significant to warrant any changes to current operations. I spoke to people who live on the course, some who were avid golfers, and some who were not at all golfers. With the significant increases in play, and as with any sporting event, noise comes with the excitement and the energy surrounding the events generated by people enjoying their off time. As for nighttime lighting, there has been a dramatic change with the new technology and efforts made by Paradigm to minimize any negative effects to homeowners in close proximity. As a bonus, everybody seems to love that it's patriotic and wholesome fun. And I'm talking about the lights. They really are quite nice. The many accolades and positive comments made are as follows. Love the new environment along with the clear, positive energy. Love the new in-range facility with many options it offers. Love the various golf leagues. Loves the in-range golf games, and love to see the entire family participation in numerous events. Love the conditions of the golf course. Love the signs to deter fishing and swimming in the lakes. Love the prices, the shade, music, food, and refreshing change to the entire atmosphere here. Love how Paradigm has been so flexible and easy to work with all of us to make this a truly wonderful experience for all. Recommendations, however, from many. Get the dog walkers off the golf course. Fix the cart paths, fix the drainage bunkers, educate our community of the etiquettes of golf, perhaps by posting just some general topics on the back of the scorecards. But by far the most concerning of all appears to be the safety for those who insist on walking their dogs on the golf course in the late afternoons and early evenings without any regard of being injured. Without the added golf league several times a week now we have, and extended daylight hours, this is going to be extremely problematic. Even after trying to discourage those, it doesn't appear that they care. Trust me, I know. Therefore, enforcement is paramount. Simply putting up a sign isn't going to be enough. Somebody's got to go out there and enforce the order, at least for a while. This has been everybody's number one concern and complaint. Nobody wants to accidentally hit anybody and see anyone get hurt, especially a dog. That's what so many people have said to me. The decision all of you made by securing this property for our community has been truly worthwhile. The decision you made to have Paradigm manage this property for all of us, bringing in fresh ideas while generating so much enthusiasm, has been quite a pleasure to watch and participate in. So many other municipalities have attempted to do the same, but unsuccessful, so kudos to you all. In closing, I ask that this council not be distracted or swayed by the few loud, disingenuous homeowners who continue to exaggerate and complain and whine, but rather consider the many quiet in our community who live right on the golf course, who are very, very pleased before you make any changes to our wonderful city golf course to reduce or limit its use. I can't believe I did that in 5 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. And our last call to the public for tonight is Miss Belinda. Good afternoon, ma'am. You have 5 minutes. Red, your time has expired.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council members, and staff. I am actually here on behalf of District 8 Little League. Our 2025 Little League season will be wrapping up by the end of this week, and we will be rolling into our All-Stars season. Our two leagues, Sierra Vista Little League and Sierra Vista Ponytail, will be hosting several of these tournaments. Sierra Vista Little League will be hosting baseball 10, 11, 12 All-Stars starting June 23rd through July 2nd at the Stone Complex. This age division is the age division that is played at Williamsport, Pennsylvania, which the games are nationally televised, and teams will be traveling from around the world. Hopefully, we'll have a Sierra Vista team in there representing the U.S., hopefully. Sierra Vista Ponytail will be hosting two tournaments, and they will be running congruently. That's the 10, 11, 12 softball, and then the seniors division, which is the 13 through 16-year-old softball team. And they will start on June 20th, and they will run through June 26th at the Domingo Paez Complex. So we get a short break, and then we will go right into state tournaments. Sierra Vista Little League has been selected to host the 8, 9, 10 baseball state tournament. Starting July 10th, we'll have 14 leagues in our state. We have 14 leagues in our state, and 13 of those leagues will be traveling here to play. The furthest league coming will be coming from Yuma. So we're really excited for that. Lastly, I would like to give thank yous to all who attended and cheered and played in our Avengers versus our First Responders game, which happened on May 31st. It was such a blast. I would like to thank Chief Heiser, who I did try to strike out. I did aim for you, sorry. He did not. And also Chief Jones, who decided to sit in the stands because he stated he did not have correct shoes. That's okay, you're playing next year. Because I said so. Also to Chief Foster and all the firefighters and EMT staff, Sheriff Daniels and his department, and the help of retired firefighter Jenny Allred, and the mom extraordinaire to our player Colton, who coordinates all our first responders games. And of course, Mark Rodriguez, who bravely took my phone call to come umpire my game when my umpire was called into work. I would like to thank everyone, even they came out with families, came out to cheer. We had such a massive turnout. That day we cooked and served everyone, and I think we served over 200 people that day. So I would like to say deeply from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much for coming out, and next season, can't wait to see you guys all come out there, and you, especially Brian Jones, will be playing, sir. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak tonight.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much to our citizens, and love to call to the public. So we'll go to comments and requests of the council. Start with Councilwoman Jackson. And Councilwoman Landry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Well, Mr. Benning and I spoke to Davy Jones, and they said that I could have their time until their seats are filled. So I got a little bit of stuff here. Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody who came out and spoke tonight. We always appreciate, it's nice to see so many seats filled. That's always great. We appreciate that. I would like to give a big shout out to everybody who made the Sky Island Summit Challenge a big success this year. I had a really great time, and I especially love the shirt color. I always look forward to the different shirt colors that they have. And this year, it was a really pretty green. I really like them. They're really nice quality shirts. So if you hadn't signed up this year, you haven't. Next year, sign up, and then together we'll find out what the shirt color is. So let's go ahead and do that. There's so much planning that goes into it. Any type of event, way in advance, so much planning goes into it. So I really appreciate all the people that made it so much fun and a safe event, from the people that got up super early to bus us out there and back to the park, and all the people that had the park set up to make it a really great time, to keep everybody safe. It was a really great time, and there was a really great turnout. So on the ride up in the morning, there was a couple that was in the bus with me. They came up from Phoenix, and they had only heard about the event like the week before, and they were from like somebody in a business meeting or something. They had heard about it, and they called in because they wanted to sign up for it, and they were able to sign up for it last minute. And they were telling me how they really like hiking, and they hadn't been hiking here before. And so thankfully they got hooked up and they were able to sign up for it, and they did the 3 peaks. And so I ran into them a few times on the trail to see how, and I asked them, like, you guys like it? And they were like, yeah, we love it. We're going to do it next year. And so they had, the great thing about that is they came down, they stayed in the hotels, they kind of found out about the city. And so that was good. A lot of people that I talked to came down from the Phoenix area. So that's really good for us. And I especially loved the finisher medal this year. It's the first time that there was a finisher medal, and so that makes me extra excited because the Hummingbird Triathlon, the finisher medal for that one, it combines together to connect. So I'm guessing they're going to do that next year too. So if you're interested in that, I would suggest that you give it a try. It makes it extra special. So if you need that motivation, I mean, go ahead and do it. Works for me. And then kind of transitioning into something else. If you love dogs and if you love the lottery, then I think that you will love what Cool FM is doing at the Nancy J. Brewer Animal Shelter. They are teaming up and they are doing a Doggo Lotto. So each week they're going live and they're featuring adoptable dogs. And so they have this thing set up and they have these numbered tennis balls. And they have a featured dog come out and they release the tennis balls and a dog will pick one. And so you can go to Cool FM, their website, and you can pick your numbers for free. And the dog will pick a ball. The 3 dogs each will pick one, and you learn about them. And if there's not a winner that week, then the prize goes up. So you pick the numbers for free, and if you don't win, the prize goes up, so everybody wins. So you can tune in live, or you can catch the replay to see the featured dogs and their picks. So even if you don't win, if you see a dog on there that you like, then you can go and adopt it. So maybe even if you don't win the lotto there, your dog's soul might be waiting for you at the shelter. So, I mean, this could be a hashtag summer love for you. So just kind of be on the lookout for that. If you didn't know about it, I'm like, even just check it out. It's a really cool thing I saw, and I was like, that's cool. So I got my numbers out there. So sign up, get your numbers. One of us will win. And maybe one of you will get a dog. So, I don't know, check it out. So, let me move on to another page here.
Good.
So June is summer.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Need more coffee.
sorry, not sorry.
She took your time, Mark.
So June is summer. It's also Pride Month. I know everyone's gonna grumble, but there's lots of groups that deserve recognition, and they get recognition, and they should be recognized. It's also important to love and accept people as they are, and I think it's really great to see events happening around the county this month and throughout the year. And so maybe over time we'll see more events in Sierra Vista for the queer community as well. So for anybody who has extra time and energy to be worrying about who loves who or what consenting adults are doing, I would like to direct your attention to the latest issue of the Vistas newsletter. If you have the extra time and energy to be worrying about other people, check this out. It's available print and online on the city's website and other places, and it has lots of information about what's going on from June to August. Fill up your summertime with there's news, there's articles, events, classes, all kinds of things. That's something that you might like. And if that's not enough, if you sign up for all the classes and all the events, and there's still more, you have time for more stuff, the city has openings on commissions. There might be something that you're passionate about there. And there's lots of organizations that you can volunteer in. No matter what your passion is, there's something for you in our community. So if you say there's nothing to do in Sierra Vista, there's tons to do. So ask somebody, check out the newsletter, check out our website, check out Doggo Lotto. So, yeah. And so the last thing I wanted to mention is that I wanted to mention David Jones's resignation. So when I first heard it, the first thing I thought was, damn it, David. I felt like he was just starting to settle in. But I really appreciated how he always had a smile for everybody. He always seemed like he was very, jovial. With the time, even though the time that he had with us was short, and he's leaving us at a very busy time, like right before budget, right when we have interviews going on. I'm grateful for his time here. I mean, I wish him the best in his journey forward. I mean, what else can I do but support him as a colleague and everything that he did? I'm thankful for, what he did. He had the best intentions. So I just wanted to thank him for his time here and to say, be blessed and blessed be.
Excellent. Thank you, ma'am.
One more thing.
Playing your time?
I'm joking.
Okay. All right. Councilman Rodriguez.
And if
Thank
you
you.
want some notes, we got notes. Okay.
I got some things, not as many as Councilman Landry, but I got some things. This weekend, a lot of stuff going on. Before, I just want to say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, father figures out there. I was blessed in my life to have a lot of them. One of them, my stepdad, is here today visiting with me, so I appreciate him. My grandfather, I know Marta talked about her grandfather. I can imagine how proud you are of your grandfather because I'm super proud of mine as well. So shout out to all the cool dads out there. This past weekend, I attended and competed in the first annual Roadrunner Throwdown Cornhole fundraiser supporting Special Olympics. Chief Heiser was in that murky water of a dunk tank. I think that water came straight from the pond at the golf course. The firefighters let it run for a while, and it never cleared up. So
It was green.
he braved it, and I hope you don't have anything going on with your skin this week.
Not yet. I seem to be okay.
That was tough getting in there. I think they raised, almost $3,000. I'm sure they'll put it out later, but amazing. Me and my wife placed an amazing 24 out of 43 teams. We were number 23, so we got a number 23 place ribbon, I think. It's coming in the mail, I'm sure. But I want to thank, our civilian officer, Trish Harmon, because she really put that all together. She's always doing stuff for Special Olympics, and she's going out of her way to do all that stuff. And she's on a much-needed vacation right now, I'm sure. So thanks, big shout out to her, and I'm looking forward to participating again and maybe getting higher than 24, out of 43 next time. Thanks to all the publics out there. Yes, I was an umpire, and I'm available for anything with the youth. When it comes, you need an umpire, you need a referee, you need a bingo caller, whatever the youth need out here, I'm available. So just let me know what I need to wear, and I'll go shopping, and I'll come dressed properly. So just let me know what your needs are out there in the community. Some sad news, there's the Army's shutting down some museums, and it seems like Fort Huachuca is falling victim to that, as well as other places. So it definitely concerns me. We just talked about how important our history is here for our community. And here's a prime example of a place that people can come, visitors, locals, and go see that stuff. And if those things go away, that's not a good thing. So, and I know the city, we had thoughts of maybe moving forward with partnering with the fort when they were moving the Black Officers Club to the front of the post and maybe doing something combined there. So I don't know what we can do to help save this history. So this doesn't go in a conic somewhere, because I don't want to see that happen. Right. So whatever we can do to help, to speed this up or whatever we can do, I think we should. It's important for our community to not lose that history and have it on display so people can see it. So the Army's 250th birthday is coming up, right? Being an Army guy, Army families out here. I'm proud to have 29 years involved in the Army altogether, within active duty and now, so a little small part of that 250 years. I know, Mayor, you probably have 50 years or something like that, probably a little bit more. But
wow, man. Just retired in 2019.
But I'm looking forward to the ball this weekend down there at Start Pass. It should be a good event. There's also some protests scheduled nationwide this weekend, so it is your absolute right to peacefully protest. And so I just want to remind everybody, the key word is peacefully. Cool. It's a lot of trying times right now in our country, in our communities. Try as much as you can to take the high road, because I don't want to see anybody get hurt. There's no need for violence or destruction of property in our beautiful city, in our town. Our amazing law enforcement officers, I'm sure, will be out there to protect everyone. I just want to remind everybody they're not the enemy, right? So they're there to protect everybody. So do what you're going to do, but just do it safe and peacefully. Also, I don't know if you're going to talk about Juneteenth or not, but next weekend, to remind everybody, since we won't have a meeting before then, we're going to have an awesome Juneteenth, the annual Juneteenth celebration. It's going to be Saturday, June 21st, over at the Rothery, where it always is, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. I always look forward to getting my fish plate. One of the first things I do when I get there, look forward to those guys out there frying some fish. And there's so many good things that are put on the stage and vendors and a lot of history there too. So please put on your calendar to go out there and check it out. It's a really, really good thing to check out. The last one, I'm thankful my mom has been here visiting me this week. She's out there in the audience with my stepdad and my wife. We got to spend some time hanging out, stimulating the local economy, going to some restaurants, working on some home projects with my stepdad. We visited Mount Lemmon briefly, watched my son do some track practice out in Vail. So safe travels to you guys as you travel back to Texas tomorrow. Thank you for being here. That's all I have.
Excellent. Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem?
Yeah, I almost dare not say anything just
Yeah.
to not extend this any longer. But I do want to let everybody know that if you're not doing anything tonight, in about a half hour, there's a free Pops concert at Veterans Memorial Park. And even though we're a small city, we're extremely fortunate to have this very talented symphony orchestra right here in Sierra Vista that are going to be playing for free. And what's great about Pops concert, if you don't know, you're more likely to, if you're not a huge classical music fan, they're going to be playing music that you might actually recognize. you might be not listen to classical at all, and you'll pass the park and you'll hear that. You'll know the songs they're playing tonight. It's almost like a gateway drug into going to these concerts all together. So yeah, if you're not doing anything tonight, 6:30 to 7:30 at the Veterans Memorial. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, I don't belabor the 2 pages she has.
Three, sir. It was
The
three.
three.
Totally.
But thank you to our calls to the public. Thank you so much. And you're so right about the museums. I had a discussion with Tony Boone this morning, seeing how can we connect with Fort Huachuca to at least get some artifacts. You know, those being stored in a warehouse, that's unacceptable. Unacceptable. So we're looking. Well, Tony, please do something about it. I don't know what we can do, but Tony's got it. With that, we are dismissed.